Okay, let's review this game. E4, C6. Okay, Caro-Kann defense. Exchange version. Knight F3, Bishop F5 is good because White didn't play Bishop D3, so it's good that we occupy this diagonal. Knight to B5, Knight C6, White castle, play Knight F6. So, so in this case, it's better we develop bishop first, so we can control the e5 square. And also after knight d6, we can move the knight to e7, because there might be some problem with this diagonal. I mean, it's good that we develop bishop, so it can control the c, for example, control this diagonal and attack c2. So our rook and bishop can collaborate on the c2 square. But the downside with this bishop f5 is this diagonal or light squares at the queen side will be weak. So it's better that we can connect the two knights. So we move knight at f6 and c4. There will be some problem at this diagonal. So we play e6 and the queen a4. Yeah. So we need to defend c6, but now we cannot. These two pieces cannot really help. The problem with queen b6 is after c5, we still need to move the queen to c7, and the bishop f4 is the best move to attack our queen. So our queen have to move backward again, because if we take the bishop, white after exchange, white will win the rook, and our queen side will be destruct. So apart from queen b6, queen d7 is not good because queen e5, the same reason, we don't have the bishop at the d6. So queen c8, that's the only move. It's passive, but it's passive. It's not as good as this two position if you talk about movement of the queen, but this is the safest move. And if queen to knight to e5, we can move knight to this d7. And if you take this one, I can play a6. It's not easy to find, but this is the best move. Our queen can defend the rook, so we can trap the bishop here. We can take that, and the queen b5, and we can play b6, attack the knight. Now then we can take c4. So yeah, so queen c8 is the best move, and queen b6, c5, and knight e5. I mean, knight e5 is not as good as bishop to f4, but this is all still a very good move. So now we can feel the pressure of this c6 knight. We still have one thing to do, that is knight g4. Because if white take, our knight will be queen h2. If h3, we can exchange with the knight. If white take the knight, which is the best move, we can take that. It's the same, knight cannot take that because there is a checkmate, but the queen can take our pawn. Then we exchange the queens because we have to, and king d7, the knight probably move. If knight e5, we can win the c5 pawn. If knight goes to a5, I think that's the best move. Then we can probably, let's see, yeah, we can develop pieces. I mean, we lost a pawn, that's it is, but at least we can I think we can minimize the loss. Apart from knight g4, I don't think, maybe rook c8 is also something we can try, but after bishop f4, I think our queen side will be destroyed. We move rook c8. So yeah, after bishop f4, we don't have any place to move the queen basically. We can move it to e7, but we will lose the pawn, and also our king will be in danger after the check. Very unfortunately, white didn't move bishop to f4, queen a7, maybe knight g4. I think either knight g4 or knight e7 is okay. knight g4 is more aggressive, and bishop f5, take. Yeah, the knight ping, queen a4. So we can push the pawn to kick the bishop, right? Bishop e7. The problem is we'll lose g7. We'll lose another pawn. Bishop h3. Bishop g3. Yeah, we lost 2 pawns in opening, and our king cannot castle. So white is way better than us. 495. Yeah, white has a very clear plan to move another knight to e5. And oh, that's good. So this pin is actually very interesting. Bishop to e2, and we play h4, f3. So it's very interesting that we kind of fight back at the king side. We take that with the, but it's still very hard to attack the king side. If queen g3, bishop f3. We take the pawn. Yeah, we have a weakness here. I feel like we can move queen to here first, bishop f3, and so that white cannot move bishop to h4. But there's still some problem at this diagonal and also the e file. White is still better. So we take the pawn, bishop to h5, rook g7, queen b3, threatening queen e6. So maybe queen d7 is the best move, but we didn't realize the coming move. Then we are going to lose. d6, yes. And yeah, we lost. I think the problem is, first of all, it's good that we develop bishop. This is good, but we need to adjust our structure into something like e6. For example, if white plays c4, and we can develop bishop. If queen to a4, this is what we did in the game, and we can play knight e7. We can defend the knight with our knight. If knight e5, it doesn't matter. We can just castle, take. We can take that with the pawn. If you take and take that, rook c8. We can win the c4 back, and we have pair bishop, and black is better. So this is a learning of this one.